Let me see this. Raids will be released in their post-nerf state. When was this post? It says 4 hours ago. Oh, here it is. 4 hours ago. Although we still plan to release Tier 4 content, Kara, Gruul, Mag in its post-nerf state, we recognize some of the community's desire for more challenging content, and we want to continue the discussion and evaluate what that means for Tier 5, Serpent Shrine Cavern, and Tempest Keep. However, we want to experiment delivering more challenging content elsewhere in TBC. Wait, are we getting Mythic Plus? We're reverting Heroic Dungeons on the PTR to their pre-nerf. Oh, snap. Heroic Dungeons are back. Damn. This is not good for hardcore. Wait a second. We tried a couple of hardcore heroic dungeons the other day, and we got smoked on the nerfed version. This might not be looking good for hardcore. It was already going to be pretty much impossible for people like not to die in heroics. So if they're going pre-nerf heroics, it's going to be even harder now. It's definitely not good for OnlyFans. I will say that. However, the raids are still going to be post-nerf. So it seems to me like the meta would be to just avoid heroic dungeons altogether, where you would just do normal dungeons and then go right into the raids, like get into Karazhan as quickly as possible, because Kara is going to be easier than a heroic. I hope that this will provide the community with more challenging content early on for players who want the best gear as quickly as possible, while still allowing for more casual raiding experience for all players in Tier 4. Looking forward to your feedback on the PTR. Gruul's and Magtheridon will start today. It's already open. Gruul and Magtheridon is open right now. Wow. Okay. OnlyFans is a bit cooked with this. However, since the raids are still nerfed, maybe you can play around it. I kind of think hardcore in general is a bit gonna be cooked in TBC. I was originally thinking it was gonna be fine and people would just get better at the game, but I do think that the heroics were already too hard to sustain a hardcore audience. And now that they're going to be even harder, this could be the dagger for TBC hardcore. I'm not convinced that it will have a big enough player base, because the game is going to be too hard already. When I saw that the heroics were going to be also nerfed, I got a little bit happy about that, because I was more interested in playing TBC hardcore than I am playing TBC normal for the third or fourth time. I don't remember how many times we've played normal TBC now. So at least TBC hardcore was going to be something new. But now that we have this news, I'm a little bit less excited about TBC hardcore. So it could potentially be cooked. Yeah. Could potentially be cooked, unfortunately. But we'll just have to see. A lot of people are playing TBC right now on the PTR and doing some testing. So, we'll wait to see what they say. I know CDank is doing a lot of testing, so he's probably going to be able to let us know what the difficulty is. I mean, I've only done a few dungeons, and we died in every single dungeon we did, like a lot. And we were actively trying not to die, but you do play the game a bit differently when, like, you're not actually on your hardcore, because you don't really have that risk of losing everything. I'm pretty sure we would be CCing way more than we did, and we wouldn't be risking things. And we were experimenting with, like, we were limit testing a bit to see, like, what would actually be scary in the dungeons on hardcore. So I can't say we would be limit testing on our actual characters, right? So yeah, that's my feedback, I guess, on that post. And we'll see. Maybe they'll maybe heroics are going to be too hard and they'll nerf them back again. Because when people get used to the easier content, or maybe they'll patch it in later on, right? Maybe after a few months, they'll patch in the easier heroics. We'll see what happens with it. Just kind of keep an eye on it. That was the blue post about TBC today. Shit's dead before it even came out? No, people were rioting. The reason that they changed this back is because people were actually rioting. Oops, I closed my camera instead of the web browser. People were rioting about them making the heroics easier. People were upset about it. And they were like, oh, they made it too easy. People are going to quit. They're going to clear all the content, get all the gear in one day, and then they're going to quit. So there is something to say about having some difficulty in the game so that you can't clear all the content too fast. But that is the flaw in World of Warcraft's business model of the gear is you can only run one dungeon per day. Like the World of Warcraft time gates you. It's not a difficult game, but it's time gated. Like they only allow you to run a certain amount of it. And that's how they offer scarcity to the game. By literally telling you how much that you're allowed to play. So the only thing you can do if you want to play more is make an alt. It's very, very opposite to like RuneScape's, systems and game model on kill boss 1,000 times until you get loot. Kill as many times. Like the whole game model is built on how fast you can kill the boss and how many times you could kill it in a day. Like efficiency is RuneScape. WoW is level to max level, do everything, like do your dailies. Do every dungeon one time that day. That is World of Warcraft model. And do every raid once per week. It's dailies and weeklies. Daily and weekly lockouts. Totally different like system. And I actually prefer the RuneScape model now. Even though I do like the dungeons, but I would prefer to like spam the dungeon, 20 times in a day to try to get what I want, right? And then if you actually get that item, it's giga rare that you got that item. So that's probably a way I would prefer it, but I know a lot of people wouldn't like that model because WoW is kind of built around being more casual and making alts. And so that would kill alts. It would kind of kill alts if you did that. So there's pros and cons to every system, I guess. World of Altscape, yeah, you make alts in RuneScape, but people that make alts in RuneScape are low key kind of crazy. They're insane. Maybe I'll make an alt one day, but it ain't gonna be for a while. Actually, I have an alt that I don't play. The thing about a combat alt though is you don't have to play it. It's 2 clicks per 10 minutes. You don't have to play a combat alt.